Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to my channel. I'm Valery Molone, life coach, motivational speaker. Today's topic is how to overcome negative thoughts. I'm so excited to be here with you today and talk about how to overcome negative thoughts. If you have any question, do send me your question about negative thought. I'll be more than happy to answer. Meanwhile, I am going to give you a three strategy that you can apply in your life today to overcome negative thoughts. But before I do that, be sure to share this video. If you think someone needs to hear this, please do share this video. Leave a comment, like it, because we want more wonderful people like yourself to watch these videos and learn something and apply this strategy in their life to make a life, to create a life that they absolutely love. And this is my purpose in this channel. I try to talk about relationship, health, career, money mindset, things that matter to us, things that makes us be who we are, things that makes us create our life that we love, create the life that we love, and create the life in our own terms, more importantly, okay? So one of the things that keep us from creating that life is this negative thoughts that we have and comes and goes. And a lot of time people ask me, well, how can I overcome my negative thoughts? How can I think more positively? How can I be more positive? So today I'm going to answer that question and to go over everything. And I give you three strategies that I apply in my life and I teach my clients, and I will give it to you so you can apply in your life today to not have as much as negative thoughts and how to overcome your negative thoughts, how to manage them. Because negative thoughts are cause of stress, anxiety, fear, uncertainty, and all the other stuff that gives us that low energy, that makes us not be productive, that makes us have lack of confidence. So all of that is because of the negative thoughts, okay? So it's very important to pay attention to this. But before I give you the strategy, I wanted to point something that is important for you to know. What does that mean? So a lot of time, my study and my practices are about mind, body, and soul. So I teach everybody about mind, body, and soul, and how to align yourself with that, how you function from mind, body, and soul, and how you create your life from mind, body, and soul. All those three things goes together. It's not separate. Okay, your soul is not separate from your physical mind and from your physical body. So the way I see it and the way I explain it to my clients and to people that I train is that you are in awareness, a conscious, spirit, or soul. These are all the same name: awareness, conscious, spirit, soul. All of that, true self is all the same. You are, so for the sake of this conversation today, we're gonna say you're conscious, right? So you are a conscious experiencing the universe through your physical mind and physical body. Okay? Your true self is not your physical mind and your physical body. You must know that. You have to practice that. You have to understand it, how it works. Because the more you practice it, the easier it'll get for you to understand how to manage your emotion, how to manage your thoughts, and how to make a decision that is beneficial to you from the true self. Okay? So let's go through this one more time. You are a conscious, functioning, and experiencing the universe through your physical mind and your body. Now, your awareness, your conscious cannot be experienced without your physical mind and your physical body. Your physical body and your physical mind cannot function without your awareness and without your conscious. So it kind of goes hand to hand together, okay? Your awareness is aware of everything. Your physical mind and body creates it and you experience it, and that's why we get the emotion. So once we know that, now we're going to break it down and what does it mean to overcome your negative thoughts, okay? I make this as simple as possible. I hope you understand, but if you don't, please do write me and let me know. I'll explain it to you again in a simple way that you can understand, but I'm trying to make this very, very simple because I practiced this for the longest time and it worked for me. And this is really a key to enlightenment, and this is really a key to happiness. Once we know our true self, once we know how we think, what do we think, what is our life is about, who we are, and what our true self is, okay? So now that you know that, let's talk about what is your physical mind. Your physical mind is basically a storage. All its job is to store information from the time that you were born up to now. So now, where is all this information coming from? This information can be coming from your upbringing, from the culture, from the religion, from the political perspective, from country that you were born, people that are around you. All the information that you had from the childhood up to now is stored in your physical mind or physical brain. And its job is to bring it up every time when you think of something. Okay? It's really a storage. It's nothing but just a storage as far as thoughts goes. Okay? It just literally stores everything that you've been through, the good and the bad. Some things are stronger than others because some occasions are more important than others. So, for example, good or bad. Let's just go with the good or bad. When you give a birth to a child, those memories are more vivid and more memorable than everyday life, brushing teeth and driving a car. God forbid, losing a loved one. Those memories are more vivid versus going to work every day. So as you can see, even though it's a storage, but some are important storage. Some things are like in a pile, like in a compartment that is with a red label. It's there. You have it. You can't forget about it. The minute you think about it, oh, takes you to that occasion, takes you to that event, and reminds you of all that. Versus other ones are just simply everyday things that we do. That's why we talk about conscious and subconscious. Subconscious is the storage of the things that we have done so far, and conscious is everything, every day what you do, and you put more and more information on that. Why are we talking about this? Because this has a lot to do when it comes to your negative thoughts. You have to understand that your brain, being as a storage and storing all these information, has a lot to do with the negative thoughts. Because why? A negative thought is a man-made. Negative thought is not real because your true self does not have a negative thought. Your true self is not negative. How do we know that? Look at the child. When the babies are born, they're very, very innocent. They're true self. They're authentic. They don't care about anything. They're themselves. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Whatever they have, they are themselves. That's a true self. That's a conscious. That's awareness. That's a soul. That's a spirit. As we grow up, we learn things which gives us this negative thoughts, meaning that, all the occasion that you've been through and people that what they think of you in the society and everything else give you information, and you put that to your physical brain, and then that gives you a negative thought, which means it's not true. So we made it up. I can make it up, and when we, as a word, we say that you're not good enough, you're fat, you're skinny, you're short, you're tall, you're stupid, you're not intelligent enough, you don't have a good job. All of that is a made me. But unfortunately, it's in our brain, it's there, and we have it because it's been around for hundreds and hundred years. Okay? That's why it's important to know that. So now let's go back to the part that what can we do to overcome those negative thoughts and manage them? Now that you know the history of your true self doesn't really have a negative thought. It's really not true. But now that you have it and your storage and your brain, how can you manage? The one way to manage your negative thought is to really understand where does it come from. Strategy number one, recognize where is it coming from. And here's why I mentioned that. Your negative thoughts coming from something, either from yourself or someone or something. So it could be from social media. It could be from childhood. It could be from your parents, from your in-laws, from your friends, from your partner, whatever it is. So it's coming from somewhere. Or it's coming from you going through something and you being so harsh on yourself and you feel that you are not good enough. But the key is to know where does it come from. And this is really important because a lot of people, they have this negative thoughts that's actually causing them anxiety every single day. They're stressed every single day. But they're so used to that feeling of the negative thoughts that they don't know where is it coming from. Okay? Where is it coming from? Is the negative thought is about your job? Is it about your health? Is it about your relationship? Is it about your finance? Where is it coming from? It's very important to pinpoint that because once you recognize where is it coming from, then obviously it's easy to manage it and know how to take care of it. So for example, if it's coming from social media, you're going to cut down on the social media and you're going to say to yourself, I really feel depressed every time I go on social media. I see people highlight, I see their success, and I feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not doing a great job. I'm not looking as good as they are. All of that, you're going to cut down on that. If it's coming from a friend, a negative friend that's always putting you down and saying that you're not good enough, or from the boss that's telling you're not a good worker, or from a family, things that you're not good enough, whatever it is, causing you to be stressed and having anxiety and having depression and having all these negative thoughts about yourself and about your life. So awareness of where it's come from is this first key to overcoming it. Because once you know it, automatically your brain will come with a solution of what needs to be done in order to get rid of those thoughts or at least manage those thoughts. So number one thing, today I want you to sit down and write down at least 5 of the negative thoughts that comes a lot in your mind and find the root of it and go back and say, ask yourself, where is it coming from? How do we find and how do we get to that part to realize where is it coming from is to stay quiet, quiet your mind. A lot of people do it through the meditation. Some people just simply sitting quiet with intention of that this is what I'm going to do. I am going to write it down and find out where is my negative thoughts coming from. Okay, so if you meditating, that's really good this week or today or tomorrow. Take that meditation time to find out where your negative thoughts coming from. If you have not been meditating and you don't know how to meditate, I do have a 5 days meditation challenge that's absolutely free. You can the link is somewhere here. If not, you can go to my website, download it, and practice those meditations. And during those meditations, sit down and write down where is your negative thoughts coming from. Like literally write down the name of the person or the event or whatever it is. Or sometimes it could be you. Well, I feel like this about myself. I feel like I'm ugly. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not sure. Whatever it is. Step number 1, to write it down. So that's step number 1. Step number 2. A lot of time when we get negative thoughts, we try so hard to get rid of the negative thoughts. You know, people say, I have so many clients that say to me, oh, you know, I get up in the morning, I do my exercise, I do my meditation, I try hard to think positive, but I'm still depressed, I'm still stressed. I think I'm trying to think positive, but I can't, or I want it to be positive. You see, positivity is good, you should be positive, but you can't force yourself to be positive. You can't force yourself. You are positive or not. And it takes a process to, just like everything else, get to the level of becoming positive. So how do we become positive? And how to get rid of the negative thoughts is to not give it too much attention. Anything that we give attention, it gets bigger. Anything we give attention, whether it's good or bad. If we give attention, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So the best thing to do is when you have negative thoughts, is stop trying to get rid of it. Now that you know where it's come from, just let it be. The minute you realize that this is a negative thought and I acknowledge it, I recognize it is there, then it loses its power. It literally loses its power. Depend on how the extent is of the thoughts that you have, like how serious that is, right? The more you do this, the more your body and mind get used to not really paying attention to negative thoughts. But the reason our negative thoughts accumulates and creates more and more is because we give it attention. We intentionally say, I want it to feel better. I don't want to think negative. I don't want to say, I'm really thinking negative. I don't want to think negative. It's okay. Thinking negative and positive, again, is done through physical mind and body. It's not your true self. Just like breathing, it comes and it goes. If you really practice that and know that it comes and it goes, then it loses its power because nothing stays forever. We know that. No matter how upset you are, no matter how depressed you are, no matter how stressed you are, it goes. No matter how excited you are, no matter how happy you are, no matter how spontaneous you are, it goes. Everything comes and goes. So a negative thought comes and goes. But a lot of time people are stuck because they give it too much attention. I don't want to feel this way. I want to feel positive. I feel like this yesterday. I feel like this the day before. It's been a week that I'm feeling really down. All I'm thinking very negative about myself, about my job, about my relationship and everything. And that's okay because your mind is just filtering your stuff. Your mind is tricking you. Your mind is saying, hey, look at what I have in my storage. Pull it up. Here you go. Keep giving it to you. I'm not interested in reading it. I'm not interested in feeling it. I'm not interested in knowing it. It's there. I understand that. Let it come out. That's fine. Trust me, it's very simple, but yes, it's very, very powerful. The less attention you give it, the more it loses its power. So try that today. Today, if you feel overwhelmed or if you feel stressed or if you feel negatively about yourself or anything that in your life is negative, if you're feeling about that, just simply let it go through your body. Let it go through your mind. Don't give it any attention. And then it will lose its power slowly. Obviously, it will take a little time. Be patient with yourself, but it's a very good trick to practice. every single day. Practice every single day. Okay. That is strategy number two. Strategy number three, if you are one of those people that are living with anxiety, especially in today's society, because year 2020 was difficult for everybody, not just for you. I mean, between the pandemic, between Corona, between we staying home, between people losing their job, between people financially suffering, it was really, really tough for everybody. So you're not alone. So if you're feeling stress, if you're feeling anxiety and constantly thinking about negative things, especially for the future, it's like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. What am I going to do with my job? Am I going to get my job back? Am I going to get unemployment? Am I not going to get unemployment? Am I going to, I feel really overweight. I've been home. All these negative thoughts that goes through your mind, if it keeps going constantly, which I have a lot of people and myself, a couple of months ago, I was going through that a lot, is to time yourself. It's literally give yourself a time and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to take this 5 minutes and I'm going to feel bad about myself or whatever you're feeling bad about. Give yourself a 5 minutes. Let that 5 minutes run through your body. And then after that, you're going to say, okay, that's it. That's it. It's almost like organizing your thoughts. Because, like I said, you can't control negative thoughts. You can get rid of it completely. It's impossible. Okay? But if you organize just like everything else, you let it come, and you really can't tell when it comes because anything can trigger it, right? You can get up in the morning, you're all happy and everything, and then something happens, somebody says something, and it takes you to that bad mood. But that's okay because you just have to give yourself a time. Sit back and give yourself a 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever is necessary for you to get over that. But then you have to say to yourself, is that that's it. It's enough. We're done. I'm not going to be thinking negative all day long. I'm not going to let this take over me. And I practice this a lot, and this works wonderfully because I have children, so I know how children are. If you have children, even if you have a pet, it's like our brain is like a stubborn child. It comes in and like try to throw a tantrum. I want this, I want this, I want this. And for 5 minutes, and you give him 5 minutes, and after that, you're like, you know what? I'm not listening to you anymore. You can cry all you want. And then automatically they stop. So if you have a children, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, even if you have a pet, even if you like, sometimes you think about stuff, it comes as the urge comes in so much. But if you don't really give it an attention, it just goes away, right? So time yourself. It's very important that every time you have a negative thoughts coming into you that makes you feel down, that gives you stress, that gives you anxiety, you have to give it a time and say to yourself, it's not negotiable. Okay, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm going to let you run. I'm going to let you go over me and take over me. But after that, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to let this feelings, this thoughts ruin my day. And you'll be amazed how your brain will learn that and say, oh, she or he is not going to accept this. You know what? I tried to bring all this stuff and she's not doing it anymore. It really is that thing because your brain is waiting for you to give him order, and that's what your brain does. Whatever you tell your brain, that's what your brain does. So if you say, yes, I'm going to let you run around or take over me, that's what the brain does. If you say, no, you know what? I acknowledge you. You're there, but that's it. 2 minutes, we're done. Now you can go. Go and let me do my thing. And that's really what works. That's how you overcome your negative thoughts. That's how you come over stress, anxiety, depression, and everything that is man-made. Unfortunately, we can't get rid of it completely. Why? Because we are born, we inherited these things. We were taught about it because think about it. When you learn something, you can undo it. When you see something, you can unseen it. So we grew up, we came in this world with all these negative words. People taught us how to be, how to live, what to wear, how to talk, how to walk, what to do. We can't get rid of all that. But if each one of us can manage ourselves and understand that it's man-made, all negative emotions are man-made, it's not real, that's not true you, it's not affect who you are because you're an amazing person. You're enough just the way you are. You're perfect just the way you are. Your life up to this point, the good, the bad, and ugly, whatever happened to you is part of your life. And I hate to say it, and someone probably listening to me and say over there, well, I lost my loved ones and this and that. And I understand that, and it's hard. Trust me, I've been through a lot of trauma in my life, but in the end of the day, you're here. Right now, you're here. So if you're here, that means that you overcome all that. You know that life has its ups and downs. You know that we have our positive side and our negative side, and it comes and it goes. The goal is to manage it. The goal is to know. The goal is to acknowledge that nothing is forever. Nothing is forever. You can have the good or the bad. It will go. Once you learn that, you become so much lighter because things that are exciting is good, things that are happy is good, but our goal is to get the things that make us feel less about ourselves, make us feel that we're not good enough, make us feel that like depressed, give us anxiety because I don't want you to live like that. And if you really, really suffering a lot from that, be sure to consult with the doctor and see some special professional help. But I've dealt through anxiety, stress, panic, all of this by practicing my own things that I learned from childhood. And practice, practice, practice makes it perfect. It's not easy, but once your body learns, it's so much better than taking pills and doing all these things because life is too short. You don't want to live your life and anxiety. You don't want to live your life always being negative, having negativity in your life. That's not the way it is. You can have your bad day. It's okay. One day is a bad day. It's okay. A couple of bad thoughts. It's okay. But don't let it take over your life. Okay? So let's go through this one more time. The most important part of things that you have to know is that you are awareness experiencing the universe through your physical mind and through your physical body. Okay? In order to overcome negative thought that causes stress, anxiety, depression, panic, is to number one, find out where is it coming from. It always has a root. It always go back to something. Take some time, sit down and write it down. Where is it coming from? Number two, once it comes, don't give it too much attention. Let it go through you, acknowledge it, find, just be yourself. Don't give it too much attention because it's like putting the oil on fire. Okay? Once you don't give it that much attention, it loses its power. And number three, and most important one, once it comes in, give it a time. Time yourself, literally give yourself a 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes, however much time you need. Give it after that, stop. Say to yourself, stop. I'm not going to be depressed. I'm not going to wake up. And when you say that, your brain actually stops and literally stops. And you have to do that 10 times a day, and that's what you need to do. But it's very, very powerful and does help me and it does help my clients. And I know for sure if you really mean it, if you really do it, and if you do it with open mind and open heart, it will help you too. So thank you so much for listening to me. And if you have any question, please do send me a question. If any of this is confusing for you, also send me a question. I'd be more than happy to elaborate on it more to make you understand. Because, like again, your true self is amazing. Your true self is nothing but a happiness, spontaneous, exciting, curious, have so much potential. And I want you to tap in that and every single day function from that part of you, not just from the physical mind and physical body. Again, be sure to share this video, leave a comment, like this video, and hey, if you have any topic that you want me to discuss and you want me to talk about, feel free to share it with me. I'll take it as a consideration, and I try to talk about it next time when I'm on. Till next time, you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.